Alright, gonna run through a little setup and overview. This little bad boy I finished up. Just a hopefully more affordable version of sort of what's out there. No LEDs yet, but just keep it basic. So you got 2-stage ignition, spring back, see push pull buttons, both of those. 6 toggles for beacons, lights, hazards, jake brake, anything like that. Fuel or enter, attached trailer, whatever you want, and a bunch of other sort of 5 push buttons. 2 little just flick sort of act as toggle switches, auxiliary, whatever you want to sort of set them up there. Come back up here, got these little toggles. They can work as separate button pushes. So up is one button push, down is another button push. Good for Windows and the new update as well. Maybe about ATS, you can adjust the suspension, and those can be pretty handy for front and back, up and down. And 2 rotaries, so great for wipers, lights, increasing and decreasing, cruise control, all that stuff. So let's jump in game and show you how to set this up. It's just a basic USB-C, I think they are. Comes with one, and plug in and play. Thought I'd take the Kenworth out today. I just finished the new Kenworth pedals. I don't know if you can see those. Before I take out the old Kenworth. So once you've plugged it in, it should have automatically installed. You'll hear like a little, like that little chime when you plug it in. You want to come over to options, controls, and up here you've got like your control inputs. So steering wheel. I've got an 18 speed shifter, so that's what that generic USB joystick. If we hit this one, cleared everything, so we can do this from scratch. You're looking for Sim Projects JC32. Grab that one, and then you can just jump straight into keys and buttons. We'll just work our way through, and we got the fun one straight off the bat, which is our ignition. So ignition, you want to start with the start stop engine electricity. Give that a click, pop that over one. You're just going to set it, now leave it there for now, and click this next one. And as you see, it doesn't assign it, but you can crank it over and you get that the next button push, and that's all set. And you can flick it back to neutral, it's all good. But if you try set it around the other way, or like flick it back to neutral and then all the way through to try and get that start stop engine, this one here, you'll just keep collecting your first one, so you got to leave it clicked over. Alright, so park and brake, we'll be popping that. So that acts once we get in the game. I'll show you. As you pop it out, it hits the button once, and as you pop it in, hits the button again. So it'll pull it and then release it as you push in, just like everything else out there. Go bit of engine brake. I like to set my top toggle switch. Same deal with toggle switches. You flick it down, hits a button, flick it up, hits another button. Oh, actually, that's gonna stuff me up. You want to get this one here, engine brake toggle. That top one that I just had it set to is more like if you hold it, it'll You could set one of these if you wanted to hold it just when you want it. I'm gonna leave these out for my rotaries because I like putting them as the wipers and stuff. Trailer brake. Chuck that one in there. Hop it in for when we're ready to jump in game. Go lift axles. Shut those on. Some toggles. Differential lock. And then we just pop it on. Go third one in. Push button. I was saying, like, I'm running the beta, so they've got the front suspension and rear suspension. So this is where you could set these. So I'll do it for one, but I'm going to set them to the windows. Let's do one for window, one for front suspension, since this is a new little feature here. So we got front suspension up, so we'll crank that up. Front suspension down, we'll pop that down. I'm just going to leave the rear for now, just so I can set this other one for a window, which is maybe what most people are probably using for. But who am I to say? Hazard warnings, chuck that down there. Light modes, saying like you can set to a button or you can set to these rotaries. So I'm going to set it to a rotary, and then I'm going to set my headlights up to this toggle. Beacon, chuck on. I think that's our last toggle there. So yeah, on hook it up to another push button. So I really like setting my wipers because you've got your wipers and then wipers back as well. So I'm going to set wipers forward, so it's going to turn them on or like turn them up, and then you can like turn them down the speed if you crank it back. Another one you can use, you know, is cruise control, speed increase and stuff. That's a good one for those rotary ones. They just endlessly spin, so you can just like crank it or, you know, turn it down or whatever real fast instead of just there like button mashing. I've got so many buttons on this. I normally like see a lot of stuff I don't even use half the time. I forget to use. For the purposes of these videos, I'm going to try use all these buttons. I don't know what the hell on. Just because I got this seat to my steering wheel, but I don't know what other buttons, so let's flick it on that. Alright, left window. Get some cool air in the old cab. So, open, we want down. Close, we want to crank that up. Another one you probably want is activate, which is like your fuel entering stuff and picking up loads and things like that. I don't think I said anything here. Oh, I did. Well, we'll go back to that display. We're nearly there. Sure. Weak ass horn. What have I done? There we go. pretty good, I think. Let's jump in game and give them a go. Alright, hopefully you can still hear me over this. So we're dangerously parked on the side of the road here for the purposes of this video. We've got some lights going. Let's go dark and freak everyone out. So, one thing to remember is the game doesn't read the current state of any of these switches, so you got to jump in with the switches in the position you want to start them in, and then once you flick them, that's going to be either. So for now, since all my stuff's on, as soon as I flick them, it's going to flick it off, no matter what position these are in. If they're down, it wouldn't matter. So flip these. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one, but it's the one I want right here. So there's beacons off, 4 ways off. We have lights off, back on, high beams, jump in the cab, and I'll show you power. So this is where I'm in the wrong state, so my truck's turned on. So I need to get it off the rest, so I'm just going to be stuck in the wrong loop. So now we're good to go. If I started in the game, started fresh, truck's turned off, that would have been sweet. But Aaron here, power on, crank it, turn it back off. So that works all good. Crank it again, and you've got your power. Turn that off, and you're right off. Sweet. So we want those back on. Want those back on. And let's go see what we got. Ear horns here. Diff, make it all diff. Wipers. So crank there. You get your wipers 1 speed. Hit it again. Next speed. Again. Max speed. And then you can wind it back. Super easy to tune in. However much is raining, or however, if you set it to Jake brake or cruise control or whatever, you can just keep winding that forward or back and change everything. Got the window cracked already, so let's pull it way down. Hear the little smoke, hear the motor. Pull it back up. So those are good for that. And let's jump out. Have a look at this suspension. Lower the suspension with that, or raise the old suspension up. Put it somewhere in the middle. In the middle of nowhere at the moment, carrying some TNT, so don't want to bloody risk that scraping. Alright. I think we just got really axles. So got my trailer, back wheels up. Flick that. I'll drop down. And lift it back up. Just flick it back up. Away she goes. So same with front truck. Oh, perfect timing. It's starting to get light out. There we go. Sit back wheels now. Lift in. Flick it again. And we dropped. So guess we'll hit the road. I guess my brake is in the wrong position as well. I've really just cooked it on this video, haven't I? Hit that. Pretend like that was out already, you know. Save that. And then we can just pop those. Oh, and away we go. Flip those off. That off. Ah, who put that there? So you don't get a Kiwi the drive on the wrong side of the road. Sorry, the right. No, it's stolen. Example of how to use ignition here. And again, just rolling away. Shining, what a morning. Check on the last thing I didn't show you earlier. Scrape the old bumper. Alright. You don't want to see any more of my shitty driving. You're just here to watch the button set up, so we'll leave it at that. Hope you guys enjoyed, and leave a comment if you got any questions about it, or want to know where we got all this stuff. Sure. Have a good one.